So I want to take up a very important issue, which is equally important as a civil engineer or an architect or an interior designer. That is, from where this subject has evolved. That's very interesting thing. Okay. So last day already I discussed regarding what are the various aspects we will learn in green technology. Uh, and here, this aspect already I discussed to the evolution of this subject or this evolution of this topic is nothing but coming from the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals which were issued in 2020. It was issued in 2020. All the giant countries, big countries, all over the nation, they sat together to form a report. A roundtable conference took place for a couple of days, and 17 sustainable goals were formed, which were targeted to be achieved by 2030. Those who are learning the subject sustainable construction techniques, I'm taking that class in the college, or those who will be taking the elective as sustainable principles of sustainable construction, that subject will be very much helpful if you're going through this course. So this issue of green technology is coming from the concept of sustainable development, which falls under 17 sustainable development goals. Under that, we have no hunger, less poverty, and many things. So as a civil engineer or as an engineer as a whole, the issue of sustainability is very important. Okay. So today I have brought this area or brought this topic of this issue of sustainability. Then I will directly jump into our main area of green buildings and what is the evolution of green buildings, or who are the governing bodies who take care of the ratings, or what should I say, the concern of green building and green technology in infrastructure. So issues in sustainability, economic development and energy use. Economic development, energy use, carbon emissions, energy conservation, renewable energy, alternate construction materials, and sustainability in the use of construction resources. Okay. So here lot of things, lot of words we are coming across. Obviously, that is economic development. So we in the sustainable development actually means, I discussed in the last class, it is a development, it is nothing but the development keeping in mind the needs of the present generation as well as keeping in mind the needs and requirements for the future generation. That is basically the basic norm or the basic definition of sustainable development. Okay. So under that, what are the things which will be coming under? So if the issues in the sustainability or the issues which are addressed in the sustainable development, that is their economic development, we have to consider energy use, how much energy we are using in terms of fossil fuel, in terms of hydroelectricity, in terms of nuclear, in terms of maybe oil, natural gas, all these things. Then we have to think about the carbon emissions, how much carbon emission is being emitted from the production as well as construction of various structures. Carbon emission from production of materials, because construction materials, what we are learning or what we are seeing everywhere, they are actually liberating lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Okay, their manufacture of cement, manufacture of iron, they are consuming huge amount of energy and also emissions of carbon. Energy conservation, we have to conserve the energy. We have to be very much judicious. We have to be very much judicious while wasting the energy or utilizing the energy which we as a nation developing by ourselves, because we are spending money on the energy production as well as we are also utilizing the energy. So we have to be very much judicious while conserving the energy. and renewable energy as the most promising sector in the next upcoming decade or the next 2-3 decades. Renewable energy as well as alternative construction materials and sustainability in the use of construction resources. That means how we can apply the alternate construction materials which are less harmful to the environment, which uses less energy for production, which liberates less carbon or greenhouse gases in the environment. So this is all about sustainability issues which are to be addressed before coming into our real topic of green technology. I will not waste time. These are the things which I will discuss in this presentation. They are basically, we will be addressing all these issues actually, okay? So that is why which issues we will be addressing. Last day I discussed about this energy efficiency and water efficiency. The very important issues to be kept in mind, okay? There are actually 7 main principles, 7 issues in sustainable development, okay? One is, first of all, obviously energy efficient. Second is water efficient. Third is we have less wastage of materials. Fourth, we have durability. Fifth, we have use of alternate materials, use of renewable materials. So these are all 7 main principles of sustainable development. So under this, we are learning all these things. Impact of economic development on the energy use. So there are 2 important issues or 2 important aspects of economic development. One is energy demand. It's quite obvious that no country or no nation or no sector in manufacturing, industrial or construction can undergo economic development without using energy. If you plant up or if you set up a factory, that factory also will consume huge amount of energy in terms of electricity, in terms of materials, and in terms of other resources. So energy demand is very important thing. The economic growth increases energy demand, leading to higher carbon emission. Secondly, alternative solution. Investing in renewable energy source can mitigate the environmental impact. Okay. Investing in renewable energy can mitigate the environmental impact. So basically, we are trying to what I can say, we are trying to actually partly or we are partially trying to attain a certain stage in the environment so that the overall pollution in the environment in terms of land pollution, soil pollution, water, air, they can be minimized to an extent. We cannot, I'm again repeating, we cannot imagine a world, we cannot imagine an ecosystem, we cannot imagine an environment which is free from pollution, which is free from energy requirement, which is free from carbon emissions. But what we can do as a citizen, we can do so how much we can reduce. That is our main task to be taken care. And this subject, sustainable development as well as green technology, actually green technology comes under sustainable development. Okay. Sustainable development is an envelope term. So these are the impact of economic development we have to consider. Okay. Energy conservation and renewable energy. So first, we have energy conservation. So how we can energy conserve? Implementing energy efficient technologies in buildings and industry. So this area we have a large, we will learn in details in this subject, how we can conserve energy. Even I will also show you some videos where a lot of electrical companies are coming into the picture or coming to the scenario, how we can conserve energy in buildings. Not only residential, but industrial as well as office buildings. So energy conservation, implementing energy efficient technologies. Very important thing. Next, promoting sustainable transportation. Yes. Sustainable transportation also comes under energy conservation. We know we are using the e-vehicles or electronic vehicles or the vehicles which are running through batteries, EV, in the way on which the government of India is trying to promote, or the government of India is investing huge amount of money on the growth and development of electric vehicles in the coming decades. Okay, so it's a very big promising sector. Earlier, automobile was completely based on normal mechanical machinery, fossil fuels, gas, oil. But now, there has been a paradigm shift from mechanized automobile to our these automatic or electric vehicles, right? So see how this shift is there. Renewable energy resources, we have solar power. We are, you can see the street lights all over India. The majority of the streets in metropolitan and cosmopolitan cities, they are using solar panels. We are using wind power. We are using hydroelectric power, and we are also using tidal power. Okay, in some area, in some coastal areas of India, in foreign it is quite in practice, quite common in practice, but in form of the coastal areas in India, we are utilizing the tidal waves to convert into energy. Okay, now coming to as an engineer, sustainable construction practice. What is the practice we should be implementing? Any company you enter, whether it is cement company, whether it is design company, whether it is oil sector company, whether it may be a gas sector company, sustainable construction practice is very much in demand now. If you have a knowledge on this sustainability criteria or the sustainability concept, then those engineers will be given an extra edge over the other engineers. That is the main target of this subject. Sustainable development is an elective paper in our college, in our institute, but since many of the students might not avail that elective paper, that is why I am trying to make it a semi-compulsory subject for you through value-added course. Okay, so first is net zero energy building. What is net zero? That means, sir, any building which does not consume any energy. No, that's not. Buildings that generate as much as energy they consume, often through renewable sources. That means if an office building, for example, if a software company or if any office building is consuming about 30,000 kilowatt per month, by utilizing some architectural aspects, we can reduce the consumption of electricity. That is how we term that building as net zero energy buildings. And based on this, we have ratings also. We have platinum, we have gold, diamond, silver rating given by IGBC, Indian Green Building Council, IGBC. We have also a lot of governing bodies who give this rating, TERI. So by and by, I will come to those topics. TERI and IGBC, they give the green building rating in India. The TCS Girubitan, it is greenhouse, it is rated building. The Technopolis building at Rajahat, the new town, it is also greenhouse rated building. The Godrej apartments in Alipur, they are also greenhouse rated building. The 42 at Chorungi, that is also greenhouse rated building. So lot of buildings in India, they are rated. Yes. So second is green building. Designing and constructing eco-friendly buildings with efficient energy systems and sustainable materials. Third, biophilic design. What is biophilic design? Incorporating nature-inspired elements. Incorporating nature-inspired elements into architectural and interior design to enhance the well-being. That means if we can incorporate some facility, some amenities like some plants, the direct entry of sunlight into the building. So that is known as biophilic design, incorporating nature-inspired elements into architectural and interior design to enhance the well-being, to enhance the indoor air quality. Not only well-being, but also the indoor air quality. ঠিক আছে? Very important issue. Indoor air quality. When we learn the alternate construction materials, we will be learning bamboo, the utilization of bamboo, a versatile and sustainable material used for construction due to its strength and rapid growth. First, we have recycled plastics. Plastic is a very big headache for the environment and for the citizens and the engineers. So plastic is getting recycled into durable materials for building infrastructure, products, highways also. So recycled plastic is alternative construction material. Similarly, we can use natural clay, ancient and very primitive and eco-friendly material used for construction, offering thermal insulation and moisture control. Hemp is relatively a new construction material which is nowadays partly used for low-cost buildings. We are also using cork as an alternate construction materials. We are using wood, new type of wood, as an alternate construction materials. So hemp is also an alternative construction materials which is renewable and biodegradable. So in my classes, I will be discussing on all these alternative construction materials in details. Renewable and biodegradable material used in eco-friendly construction for its strength and insulation properties. Sustainability and resources of construction of materials. Timber, as I told you, wood is a very good resource for construction material. Timber, sustainable forestry practices and using certified wood reduces deforestation and promote responsible sourcing. Even the timber companies, the wood companies, they're also using certified wood. They're getting certification, and based on the certification, their brand name or their quality is being judged. Okay. So sustainable forestry practices and certified wood. Next is concrete. We are using alternative concrete. How? We are not using cement, which is a very primitive primary ingredient of cement, concrete, but we are utilizing waste products, completely replacing 100% replacement of cement as concrete. So reducing the carbon footprint by using recycled aggregates and alternative cementitious materials. Steel, optimizing the steel production processes and recycling to minimize the resource consumption and waste. Steel is a very promising and prominent construction material which is used in buildings. So the steel which are getting wasted, they are reused and recycled. That is the issue. By concluding, we can say that building a sustainable future by addressing the economic development, energy use, and construction practices, we can create a more sustainable future with reduced carbon emissions and efficient resource utilization. Okay? So this is the area. Not only this, but there are a lot of issues on which our sustainability will be depending on. These are the areas where I will be focusing on the sustainable issues in green buildings and green technology. So the meeting will end within just few minutes. Okay.